This is K1DBC.
W0TX repeater.
All stations, please stand by. The DRC Learning Net will start in 5 minutes. This is K1DBC. The DRC Learning Net will start in 1 minute. All stations, please stand by while the repeaters are placed into net mode.
PL off.
Good evening and welcome. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. My name is Daron. That's spelled Delta Oscar, Romeo Oscar November. I am net control for the Denver Radio Club Learning Net tonight. This is a directed net for the purpose of connecting amateurs seeking help or advice with Elmers willing to mentor. This net meets every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month at 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on W0TX repeaters with frequencies 145.490, linked with 448.625. Both have a negative offset and a tone of 100. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? For recognition by net control, please use your call sign. Everyone is welcome. This is an on-air meeting for amateurs seeking help and Elmers giving their time to mentor. If you have any questions for the Learning Net and don't yet have your license or otherwise wish to contact the net, you may do so via email at drclearningnet@gmail.com, as well as hamlearningnet@groups.io, as well as youtube.com/WEREGR8, or you can search for W0TX. This is K1DBC Net Control. We will begin by inviting Elmers only to check in with or without traffic. All Elmers, please check in now.
Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo AA 0 JK Fred Narvada. Good evening.
Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control. That time we had AA0JK. Fred, thank you for checking in. Pardon me for just a moment. I need to correct one thing. Give me just a second here. Okay, all other check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. Please use IT phonetics if you can as you check in and indicate if you have traffic or questions for our Elmers as you do. If your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
W0TX repeater.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Foxtrot Quebec, Troy, Denver.
Aurora checking in.
Good evening, Daron. Tom, Kilo 6 Hotel, Juliet Victor, Arvada, no traffic.
Kilo 0 Kilo Papa Sierra K0 KPS Kevin Liquid.
Kilo 0 Lima Alpha India, K0 LEI, Larry Lakewood. Whiskey Delta 6 Delta Oscar Kilo, Rich and Arvada, no traffic.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. KF0AFQ Troy. There was a double in there. I heard there was somebody from Aurora. And then I had K6HJV Tom, K0KPS Kevin, K0LAI Larry, and WD6DOK Rich. So if you had tried to check in there and I didn't call your call sign, go ahead and try once more. Please call now.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 0 Delta Lima Whiskey, Daniel and Aurora with no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Delta Golf Echo, Andrew in Denver.
All right, perfect. I had KF0DLW Daniel and KF0DGE Andrew. Thank you both for checking in. One more call. If your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
November 0, Echo Yankee Zulu, Jim in South Jeffco.
Okay, and that time I had N0EYZ Jim. Thank you for checking in. I'll go ahead and take the whole alphabet. This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. If you'd like to check in just for the count, or if you have any comments, questions, let us know. Give us your call sign, your name. We're taking all call suffixes, Alpha through Zulu. Please check in now.
Kilo 0 Yankee Echo Sierra, Ken in Brookfield. Kilo Echo 0 Uniform Sierra Sierra, KE0 USS Doug in Aurora, no traffic.
November 0 Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Good evening.
Kilo Echo 0 Tango Hotel India, Paul in Lakewood, no traffic. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Alpha Whiskey Charlie, Brian, Wheat Ridge, no traffic.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. K0YES Ken, KE0USS Doug, N0TRP Jim, KE0THI Paul, and KF0AWC Brian. If anybody else would like to check in while taking all calls, or if you'd like any corrections to your call signs, please call now.
Whiskey 0 Mike Delta Kilo, this is Matt in Denver.
All right, and that time we had W0MDK Matt. Thank you for checking in. All right, again, we are taking check-ins online on YouTube if you do not have a call sign, or if you are out of the reach of the repeaters, you're more than welcome to check in anytime. youtube.com/WEREGR8. That's Whiskey Edward Romeo, Edward Golf Romeo 8. And you can also see I'm sharing my screen, so any topic that's brought up, we'll try to bring things up on the screen, and you can see archive nets. One more call. Anybody else who'd like to check in over the air? We're taking all calls, Alpha through Zulu, for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Please call now. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control. There will be quite a few more opportunities officially to check in. You more than welcome to check in at any given time. Any down point, any break in the air, you're more than welcome to check in. But I will take check-ins a few more times throughout the net. I'm looking through the current check-ins and don't see anybody that indicated that they had traffic. But if you did and I missed it, or if there are any other check-ins or anybody else that has any other comments, questions, or anything else for the Learning Net, please call now. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control. Oh, I get a check-in here. KB3BCU checking in online. Appreciate it. Murphy, I believe, online. Thanks for checking in.
This is KF0DLW with a question. I've already asked K1DBC, and I don't know if he had any information on it, but I'm trying to reach from the South Aurora Centennial area to Crestone, and I was wondering if there are any repeaters that would make it over those hills.
W0TX repeater.
Good question. This is K1DBC for KF0DLW. I was thinking about that. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get anything put out on the groups.io page. I know that, though, I was thinking about it. So, again, trying to get out to the Crestone, Colorado area, and that is down by like Moffett and I think Canyon City are some neighboring cities, Alamosa, kind of near the Great Sand Dunes. I know that there is an APRS net that occurs. Let me try to bring that up because that's brought up by, or it's hosted by Amanda Alden, K1DDN. I know she's in Canyon City. But I'll throw it out to the net. Anyone else know any way to get down to Crestone? Please call now.
TRP.
Yeah, N0TRP, go ahead.
Yeah, N0TRP. I'm thinking that there's a Carlisle Connection repeater in Salida that might reach there. Back to net.
Yeah, unfortunately, that repeater I hear is down and will not be able to be repaired until after the spring thaw. That's the one I keep hearing about. I got a no-go on Pikes Peak, probably would not be able to make it there. But you're right, K1, that it is just east of Moffett by about 10 miles or so.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for the information there, TRP and DLW for the follow up there. Yeah, potentially that Colcon repeater, but yeah, as you were mentioning, or I'm sorry, yeah, it's not going to be insulated, not going to be repaired until sometime here. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to try to we'll try to put out any more information. Anyone else on the net? Anybody else? I know I've heard people checking in from Moffett in different nets, or I swear. But anybody have any information on how you might be able to reach the Crestone area? Because yeah, it's just outside of Moffett there.
AWC.
Yeah, KF0 AWC. Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, the Colorado Emergency Weather Net has reporting stations on the Fun Network, on the Hazardous Weather Net at 449-750. They might be able to reach down there. I know they come out of Canyon City and have repeaters down there.
Okay, yeah, looking over on the RMRL, Rocky Mountain Radio League website, rmrl.org, they have a listing for the hazardous weather net at 12:15 every day. They have the it looks like it's potentially a DMR repeater, potentially 449-750. But yeah, there definitely should be some interlinking down to that area. Okay, well, nothing heard much more at the moment. Yeah, those are some things to check out. I would check in maybe into that hazardous weather net. It sounds like there's some potential options that it would reach out there. And then I know the APRS net on our Denver Radio Club W0TX, our net listing. It's Sundays at 1900, 147.225. And I know that a lot of them are from southern Colorado, or are partially there.
Okay, thank you. I've just jotting down some notes. So hazardous weather net, and one of the frequencies would be 147.225.
I think the 147.225 is actually for the APRS net on Sundays at 7 p.m. The weather net is actually 449. Sorry, it's at 449.225 analog, 12:15 daily.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, great questions there. Yeah, we should have a lot of interreaching, especially in the Denver metro area between all the ham radio clubs. There's definitely a lot of interlinking, somewhat by pure RF, and then a lot nationwide by internet as well. So hopefully there should be a way to get out via RF to some of these places here in the state as well.
Yeah, I was just thinking worst case scenario when internet internet and everything else goes down, my radio is battery powered, so, and hers will be too, so it would be no problem for us to get out if everything else went down.
Exactly. Yep, those are good systems to have if you can put that in place. Absolutely. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Does anybody else have any other comments, questions, anything else we've spoken about so far? Anything else you'd like to bring up to the net? Please call now.
KE0USS.
Yeah, KE0USS. Doug, go ahead.
Okay, this is sort of a general question, maybe just to get some opinions, but I wanted to install a 70 centimeter, 2 meter antenna in my Jeep Wrangler, and I'm trying to figure out the optimum position for it, or mounting location. I've seen multiple brackets that kind of use stock holes. I've seen people mount them to the top of their tire carrier in the back to get it up high, and I've seen people mount them maybe on their hood or a fender to get more steel beneath the antenna. I don't mind drilling holes. I don't mind drilling a hole through my hood and installing an NMO connector if that would be optimum. But just kind of want to know, is there an optimum? Am I splitting hairs between a bracket on the tile carrier versus drilling a hole through my hood? Or any other opinions? Thank you.
AA0JK, scroll back down there.
I am using a 19-inch mag mount antenna. Right now it's in my backyard on a camera tripod with a pizza pan, and you're probably hearing me just fine. So mag mount on the top of your vehicle, unless it's a rag top, should be pretty good.
JK.
All right, we had a couple of doubles in there. All right, somebody was saying something about a rag top. I'll get to you in just a minute, Fred, but that last comment, go ahead, sorry.
Your Jeep rag top or a metal top?
Yeah, it is a soft top, so I don't have too many options there.
Sorry, Fred, you were saying something about looking at one of these photos here. Scrolling at something.
LAI.
It is a soft top. Thanks for confirming that. AA0JK, Fred, go ahead and I'll get to you in a second, LAI.
AA0JK, yeah. What you brought up there in the screen are two excellent mounts back on the tire carrier and on the rear portion of the Jeep. That's where I've got mine mounted. And also, it would have been nice if Lanier would have checked in here this evening. She's got an excellent mount on the back of her Jeep, and it would be interesting to find out where she had that installed. But that website that you've got there, Daron, is looks like an excellent one, showing the brackets and where to mount it. But I've got mine mounted on the back of my vehicle, on the tire rack, and it does an excellent job. AA0JK.
Perfect. Thanks there, Fred. Yeah, I was just looking up. kind of the CB world has this kind of answered a little bit too. And yeah, as you were mentioning, it's either mounted to the tire carrier is a good option, or to the tail light or tub body, just because there's some already made mounting brackets that you can purchase, and it makes it a lot easier. You wouldn't really have to drill any new holes or anything. Yeah, good options there. And yeah, K0LAI, Larry, go ahead.
This is K0LAI. So what's been suggested so far is real good with the brackets that are mounted in the rear of the Jeep. Also, some Jeep drivers, there's brackets that go underneath the hood in front. You can put them on the left or the right. Some people prefer them on the right, so they don't interfere. That's a good example there, kind of, that Drone has online right now. And a little bracket goes underneath the hood. They have them for different vehicles, and then you mount the antenna there and then run the wire however you want to get it into the radio. Also, there are people who, if they have a rack on top of some sort, or metal, like a roll bar or something, some people attach with a bracket to the roll bar, or you can attach a bracket to the door on the back of the Jeep or the side of the Jeep, either one. They have brackets that do that as well. So you got a lot of different options. Some of these people have 3, 4, 5, 6 antennas hanging off their vehicle. They'll have a CB antenna. They'll have one for APRS, one for VHF, UHF, and who knows what else. So it's not unusual to see some of these people with a lot of different antennas. K0LAI, back to net.
All right, perfect. Sounds good there, LAI and everyone else. Yeah, I was searching for Jeep Wrangler mounting location antenna, as broken of a search as that is. A few, it looks like on the jk-forum.com has a pretty good, that one, as well as I think the one that I clicked was just the top one there, just the right channel, rightchannelradios.com just has some pretty good just high-level overviews of how you can do that to different locations, mount the antenna to different locations of your Jeep there. Yeah, either via the tire carrier mount, tail light, or tub body mounts, rear mounting, rear bumper mounts, hood mounts, as Larry was mentioning, and on the roof. So yeah, you got plenty of options to mount quite a few antennas there. So Doug, USS, or anyone else on that, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for that information. That's good. And I have been searching a lot of those sites, and my general, what I've been finding is you get a lot of opinions from Jeep owners that kind of do ham radio, and then you kind of get opinions of ham operators that have a Jeep. And that's kind of why I wanted to ask this group. I really wanted to get the opinion of more of the ham experts, what they thought. But in general, it sounds like some of these bracket type approaches is decent, and that's probably more convenient than drilling a hole through my hood. I just wanted to make sure I was doing kind of the right thing. I didn't want to be taking the pretty route over a functional route. So thank you all for your information. KE0USS, back to the net.
KF0DLW. I have to say one of the most unusual mounts I saw was a rack up on top of someone's roof, and they actually had a motorized 4-foot antenna that would raise up when they needed it. And it was really bizarre to see the guy driving down the road, and all of a sudden this 4-foot aerial just rose up off the top of his vehicle.
LAI.
Thanks for that input there, both of you. Yeah, and I'm sure it'd be strange to see an antenna just rising up there if you didn't know what that was. LAI, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Diamond makes 2 versions of that. One's a motorized and one's a manual. and HRO does sell those, and they have them in stock.
Perfect. Yeah. Just kind of looking at that a little bit online here. The motorized luggage mount here that they have. That's kind of funny. All right. Somebody was asking online here about some HOA friendly antennas, but anyone else though on the subject of mobile antenna installs while we're here, please call now. All right, so yeah, online KB3BCU was asking about for suggestions on HOA-friendly antennas. I know we've spoken about quite a bit covenant-restricted neighborhoods and restrictive access ordinances and things like that, and there's always been quite a few options there. I know if you look up, if you just Google ARRL and then HOA, there'll be quite a few articles. So while I'm looking things up here, anyone have any suggestions for HOA covenant controlled suggestions for antennas? Please call now.
JK.
Yeah, AA0JK. Fred, go ahead.
AA0JK, yeah. The newsletter that just came out has got an article on a configuration there for an antenna setup that you might want to have a look at. A little bit different than what I've seen in the past, but definitely worth consideration. But there are all kinds of options there. It kind of depends upon your location, you know, whether you're on a main floor or a second floor, and there's always a way to get string up an antenna. The infeds, ZEP antennas are always an option if you've got something that you can attach to outside of a window, a tree, or something like that. If you've got a balcony, there are all kinds of options for attaching a antenna to the balcony, and it's just kind of endless, all the options. Kind of depends upon the individual configuration there of your townhouse, your apartment, your HOA, but many examples on the internet. You could go in and do a little web searching and possibly find something that might suit your particular situation. AA0JK, back to net control. JK.
All right, yeah, thanks there for the follow-up. Yeah, go ahead again, A0JK.
Yeah, I just noticed as you were scrolling through the stealth antennas, ARRL has a book that addresses just that very topic. A real good book there that you might want to take a look at and measure your and consider your options there. Got a lot of good ideas in that ARRL book on stealth antennas. AA0JK, back to net control.
Okay, yeah, all good options there, all good suggestions. Yeah. KB3BCU, if you want to comment at all, let us know kind of what your options are, if you have a balcony or if you have any backyard. But yeah, as you kind of see here, if you kind of just do a little bit of Googling, there's there should be some commercial options. You can definitely purchase something that is stealthy. So if you don't feel comfortable making it yourself, there should be some commercial options out there. But if you can get your hands dirty, I know that it should be a lot easier to make it. But yeah, though, so if you look like DX Engineering, they have a whole section for portable or just stealth antennas in general that you can kind of set up. And yeah, you can set it up within a flagpole or like a plant pot, or as long as you have some way to run a wire some distance, you can definitely set up an antenna. So good question there, BCU. If you or anyone else has any other comments, questions on that, let us know.
N0EYZ.
Yeah, N0EYZ, go ahead.
Read the covenants carefully. Mine say I can't have an antenna more than 6 feet above the ridge line if it's mounted on the ground or on the chimney or on the roof. I can come off the side of the house and go up as high as I want. And of course they're thinking, how far the tip of an antenna sticks up above the ridge line, but they say the antenna. So read carefully and go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Read the covenants and the guidelines, and that can surely show you a way forward potentially. And as you were saying that, and I was kind of reading through. Yeah, I mean, if you can kind of disguise it as sort of a satellite TV dish antenna, most people aren't going to block something like that, or any sort of weather instrument. Nobody's going to have any issue against that. So there definitely are ways to stealthily operate within an HOA and covenant-controlled restricted neighborhood. So yeah, good input there. BCU, or if anybody else has anything else on that or anything else you'd like to bring up at the moment. Otherwise, I might take further check-ins. Okay, if you've just tuned in, this is Drone, Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie, net control for the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. It's an on-air meeting for amateurs seeking help and Elmers giving their time to mentor. Everyone is welcome to join in. You can join in either the air or online on youtube.com/WERE-GR8. But if you would like to check in on the air at the moment, let us know at this time. Please try to check in with your call sign using IT Phonetics, your name, and state if you have any traffic or questions for the net. Please call now. All right, one more time. This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. We can take check-ins at any given time throughout the net, but if you'd like to check in at the moment, please do so with your call sign. Let us know if you have any traffic or questions for the net. Please call now. Okay, hearing nothing just at the moment. Definitely don't be afraid to check in at any given time. You can break in at any given time as long as there's a little bit of a lull. Excuse me, you don't have to wait at these points to check in. But with that, does anybody else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net? Please call now.
DLW. I was just wondering more specifics on what type of residence the person who wants a stealth antenna is looking for.
Gotcha. Good question. Yeah, they have checked in online. BCU, if you want to follow up at all, what type of residence you're in, whether it be a condo or a house, or if you'd like, let us know. But he did follow up online and haven't heard just back yet. Once he does, or if he does at all, I will let you guys know. With that, though, anyone else? Any other comments, questions, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net? Please call now. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I have a few things I can pass, a few bits of traffic, things that have happened throughout the last week or so, and then I can bring it back to the net.
W0TX Repeater.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. As mentioned a couple of weeks ago, and on the ARL website, there was a little 6-minute short film that came out that included ham radio in cooperation with AMSAT. And it was a really cool kind of sci-fi thriller, and it involved what's called the SuitSat, and the SuitSat-1, which was an actual project that AMSAT worked with NASA and I think the Russian cosmonauts to the Russian cosmonauts were getting rid of a spacesuit, and so they were allowed to put a ham radio, I think one-way just transceiver on it, and with just a one-way transmission, and just really cool project to begin with. And then a Australian filmmaker, Josh Tanner, came out and made this really cool sci-fi thriller. And it's actually on the ARL HQ YouTube page. There's an interview with Josh Tanner, Frank Bauer, KA3HDO chairman for the amateur radio, for AMSAT, ARIS, amateur radio on the International Space Station, and Josh Nass, K16NAZ of the YouTube channel Ham Radio Crash Course. So they have about a 45-minute conversation here about the background into that. Let me see. There was I want to try to play the audio from it, what it transmitted, the actual SuitSat, but also the decommissioned. This whole short film was actually made with the gosh, I don't have it right in front of my face anymore. Let me drop and see if I can find it here. Okay, so the Unreal Engine. This was made using a video game engine, and I had actually brought up another. There was an Amazon. There's a few things on Amazon. There's a series called Love, Death, and Robots, which used that as well. The Unreal Engine is developed by Epic Games, and they also make Fortnite. And it was also used to make The Mandalorian. So that was kind of the engine that was made for this. Most of it was all 3D rendering and whatnot. So that's a really cool thing too. I will try to bring up the audio of the actual SuitSat, but again, if you look on the ARL HQ website or YouTube page, you can find this behind the scenes, and then they have a link to, it's a Vimeo film, and you go watch that. And then let me see if I can bring the actual audio of the SUITSat 1, because it's kind of neat here.
Commissioned in Frank Bauer KA3 radio crowd.
RS0RS.
This is K1DBC.
Mission time is 0:00:3:01 minutes. The temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. The battery voltage is 27.4 volts.
This is SUITSat 1, amateur radio station, RS0RS.
Дорогие майопцы, от имени всех работающих на центральной базе МАИ в Москве и всех его филиалах в Байконуре, Ахтубинске, Жуковском, Любе.
Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. I forgot that I couldn't really get that out to the radio, but yeah, go ahead and check out that really cool film. It just really cool stuff here. Okay, anyone else? I have a couple of other things, but if anybody else has any other comments, questions, or anything else you'd like to bring up for the net, please call now. Okay, looking over, this is a K1DBC Net Control, looking over on the hackaday.com website. Recent article by Brian Cockfield on March 2nd. Circuit impedance calculations without cumbersome simulations. This article goes into using, speaks about using circuit simulation software such as SPICE can be a powerful tool for modeling the behavior of a circuit in the real world. On the other hand, it's not always necessary to have all the features of that program available all the time. And these programs tend to be quite expensive as well. To that end, Wes Hillman noticed an opportunity for a specific, quick method for performing impedance calculations using Python without bulky, expensive software, and came up with a program which he calls FastZ. The software works on any network of passive components, whether they be resistors, capacitors, or inductors, and the user can specify parallel and series connections using special operations. Not only can the program calculate the combined impedance, but it can perform frequency analysis at a specified frequency or graph the frequency response over a wide range of frequencies. It's also running in Python, which makes it as simple as importing any other Python package, and also easy to implement in any other Python program compared to building a simulation and hoping for the best. If you find yourself regularly drawing bode plots or trying to cobble together a circuit simulation trying to work with your Python code, this sort of solution is a great way to solve a headache. It's possible to get the piece of software like SPICE to work with this as well. So hackaday.com, article from March 2nd, and this is also a GitHub link, Wildman133 for the FastZ lumped element impedance calculator. All right, looking over at our groups.io page, groups.io/g/ham learning net. Let's see, there was, I had put up an article on here recently about if you have any experience with s.t.e.m 32 processors. Specifically, these are what's in a lot of commercial or consumer electronics that we use, specifically the Unitone 868s and 878s. And so back in 2018 to 2019, we saw a mod that was able to convert the 868 to an 878, but it required a program or a hardware piece of tool to actually use to do. But within the last year, there's been some progress to extract an encrypted firmware, and then people have kind of shown the process to break the AES encryption and then remove the encryption, and then essentially just turn this into a piece of software that you can flash over to your radio. So if you are a hobbyist, a student, an engineer, if you have any time, any energy, we're looking to try to move this into a software-only modification. So groups.io/ham learning net, and also on GitHub, GEARY.
W0TX Repeater.
All right, again, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Does anybody have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net? Please call now. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I don't have much more at the moment. I'll try to bring something up, but if anybody has anything else, any other check-ins, comments, questions, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I seem to have lost what I wanted to bring up here, but I am still working on a video of my soldering experience with the soldering kit that I recently put together. Let me see if I can bring that up a little bit more here. Okay, yeah, once again, this was the voltmeter soldering kit. You can purchase this on tindie.com, TINDIE.com. It comes with quite a few parts, but it's a really good introduction into soldering. They have a really good instructions here, and really good, just informative of how to solder in general. So if you have any interest in it, I'm putting a video together, but don't hesitate. Just go ahead and buy this kit and try it out yourself, and check it out.
KE0SK Repeater 823 DM.
Alright, this is K1DBC Net Control. I think I had switched over my radio to another repeater. Sorry about that. I was just mentioning the voltmeter soldering kit. So again, tindie.com, TINDIE.com, for more information on that, how to purchase that, and on purchased by Jim Heaney, and check that out, and I'll have a video coming out soon. Sorry about that. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. We are nearing the end of the net. If anybody else has any other comments, questions, or check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net, please call now. One more call. This is K1DBC, Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Anybody else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net? Please call now. Okay, always great articles, news over on arrl.org/news. They're speaking about approaches to tackle noise problems and remedies. Speaking about ARIS, NASA, ESA, AMSAT operators. Plenty of interesting things there. Upcoming Hamfest as well. More info, QSO Today, hamexpo.com, coming up March 12th, so in about a week or so here. Next Friday, it begins at 1800 PST for 48 hours through April 12th. Or on demand, excuse me, to the videos. There is a cost to it, but there is a huge track, a lot of speakers, a lot of presentations. Everything else is going to be online till that April 12th date. So anything to do with antenna building, kit building, you name it, software-defined radios, satellite work. There's going to be a lot of presentations, a lot of talks. So more info on QSO Today, hamexpo.com. All right, I guess we'll start to potentially wrap things up here. I guess more info on our club, the Denver Radio Club, call sign W0TX at W0TX.org. Our next meeting is going to be March 17th. The top is going to be RF Noise, presented by Steve, WD8DAS. Ham radio operators, shortwave listeners, broadcast DXers, and other enthusiasts are usually quite aware of the growing RF radio noise issues. An increasing number of listeners report deteriorating reception, but they usually don't know why. So Steve Johnston, WD8DAS, will discuss RF radio noise. He was a broadcast engineer for 30 years and now consults in Madison, Wisconsin. When he was with radio station WPR, he found that over 5 years, the audience services logs showed a 40% increase in complaints related to reception issues. Steve will discuss the following: why search for our radio noise, FM field noise tests and results, techniques for locating noise sources, and many examples of noise sources. He'll prepare your questions for noise. Steve will take your questions at the end of his presentation. Again, all online on Google Meet, 7 p.m. So join us there. Everyone is welcome to join. Okay, with that, I will take one last final round of calls. Check-ins. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, let us know with your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call on. Okay, this is K1DBC. If you wish to contact the Learning Net with topic suggestions or to set a date to act as net control operator or guest Elmer, you may do so at any time via email at drclearningnet@gmail.com, hamlearningnet@groups.io, or youtube.com/WEREGR8. All of our recent learning nets and presentations are also archived on YouTube, so if you missed them, feel free to check them out there, and they are also live stream, so if you want to check in at the time, feel free to do that as well. This evening we had a total of 17 check-ins. We'd like to thank and appreciate everyone who participated. We especially appreciate and thank our Elmers. Thanks to the Denver Radio Club for allowing us to use the repeaters for this net. We invite you to join us on the third Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m. for an Elmers session prior to the regularly scheduled Denver Radio Club meeting at 7 p.m. Again, so this does take place online. So the normal meeting is at 7 p.m. and then an Elmers session, which is very similar to this, just a general Q&A, show and tell, also takes place online at 6 p.m. So feel free to check in there as well. Everyone is welcome to both. Please join us next week at 1930 hours, 7:30 p.m. for the next Learning Net. All stations please stand by while the repeaters are placed into normal mode.
PL on.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Thank you all for checking in this evening, and I am 7-3 and clear. This is K1DBC. Okay, thanks all for checking in here again as well. Feel free to comment on any video you want if you want. Let me know if you want to see more things. This is there's no sponsorship. I'm not getting paid to do any of this. So again, I'll have a video coming out of the soldering project I was working on. I might do something covering my lab and my radio equipment. So let me know. But all right, everyone, take care. This is Daron. Good night.